COVID-19 is scaring some of our Utah teachers.
Yeah, the pandemic can be credited with contributing to dozens of resignations and teacher retirements. Our Chris Jones and the Beyond the Books team on this story for us tonight.
Many teachers in Utah say if teaching during a pandemic could take your life, then many of them are opting out. If this was a typical October morning, teacher Craig Watts would not be homeschooling his kids.
I would love to be teaching right now.
Rather, he would be teaching English at Olympus Junior High.
The state of emergency and the declaration we issued last night.
But with cases of COVID-19 spiking across Utah and the nation, Watts, who has a daughter with asthma, had to make a calculation that he felt was safest for his family.
You just put two and two together, which is what teachers do, and you say, this is too dangerous. This is crazy.
So he took a leave of absence, pulled his children from school, and moved in with his parents in St. George to make ends meet.
As a single parent, how would I deal with things if I got sick or if my kids got sick?
And Watts is not alone. Data compiled by Beyond the Books shows that the COVID-19 pandemic has prompted an exodus of Utah teachers. In districts where students have returned to the classroom, teachers have left in droves. In the Granite District, 94 teachers have either resigned or retired since July. In the Canyons District, teachers were allowed to resign without paying a contract penalty if they were concerned about the virus. 22 teachers quit, joining 24 others who had retired just before schools shut down in March. Smaller districts have seen teachers leave en masse as well. In Cache County, 14 teachers have retired because of the disease. In Washington County, 2/3 of their retirements this year are tied to the virus. But in Salt Lake City, where all learning is online, officials report no resignations because of COVID-19.
We're not driving this virus down like we need to.
The Utah Education Association cites what it calls uneven leadership from the governor's office. Heidi Matthews says the governor has deliberately taken a hands-off approach to COVID-19 in schools.
Plans that our local districts put into place did not have to go through an approval process, did not have oversight and compliance. We are seeing in some areas where those recommendations are not being followed.
It's a delicate balance. It's hard for everyone.
Beyond the Books took those concerns right to the top. Governor-elect Spencer Cox was the head of Utah's COVID-19 task force. Under his watch, cases have now reached an all-time high.
We're using the tools that we have.
And this week, the man Cox will replace made several emergency orders in a high-profile speech. He mandated face masks and limited public gatherings, but did little to address concerns of teachers.
Kind of feel like, wow, I'm in the wrong spot. You know, I'm in a state that's kind of cavalier or taking chances or, that's what's disappointing.
We've talked to teachers, some of whom have resigned, some of who have retired out of concern for COVID. They say that a lack of leadership from the top is part of the reason that they resign.
Well, we're certainly working hard to make sure that teachers feel safe. There is more that we can do, though, and we're hoping to do more. We're working on that right now.
Cox is putting a lot of faith in the development of a COVID-19 vaccine. But in lieu of that, Cox announced a plan to be on the books, never before revealed that he plans to institute a massive COVID-19 testing program in all Utah schools.
We know it works. We saw it with the NBA, Major League Baseball. It's what the NFL is doing. You test regularly, and then if somebody tests positive, then you quarantine that person. That's how you slow the spread of this virus.
And I just thought, the chances that I'm going to get this are just too high. It's just crazy.
For teachers like Watts, he's concerned that the new mandates don't do enough and come 3 months too late.
But to be honest, I feel really disappointed in education here in Utah and the way teachers have been treated.
Now, during our investigation, Beyond the Books found letters from teachers who resigned, including this one, a 70-year-old teacher in North San Pete County. She has asthma and diabetes. She says it breaks her heart, but she has to resign. This is the kind of sentiment we're seeing across the state. Guys, back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. And if you have an education story that you think we need to investigate, here is the phone number and the email address. It's on your screen. Our Beyond the Books team will take these requests and look at them, and maybe you'll see a story that you want to see on KUTV 2 News.